All right, let's spitball this. Let's just like throw some things at the wall. Racecar Drift. Who's Racecar Drift? He's a person who had a terrible arcade accident and has not been to an arcade since in 15 years because of it. Probably because of his name. I'm gonna guess that it was with a racing game. I think he had a terrible accident playing a race car game. Where can we go with this? Maybe he got stuck in the race car seat. Maybe he like shifted it forward and it like got the ankle of his pant leg stuck in the mechanism and he was trying to escape and he couldn't. He was screaming and crying. It was just a really debilitating experience. I don't think that's right though. I don't think that's right. I think maybe, what if we go this a different direction? Racecar Drift. He drifted. He was the best drifter. He was doing his namesake good. He would always like try to top the scores DRFT every single time he'd put that in. Until one day, new kid came by and outdrifted Racecar Drift, and he was mortified. He was mortified because he knew he could not beat this kid. And so he left and resigned himself to his failure. Maybe all of his things, maybe his entire personality up to this point has come from his own failure at race car video game Fast Cars 5. Maybe it was 15 years ago. Maybe it was Fast Cars 2. Tokyo Blue. Fast Cars 2 was the one that really got him. I think we got something here. Racecar Drift is a multifaceted character. There's a lot going on with this person. We're gonna keep adding lore to him at every level. I think both of those things happened at once. That's what happened. He got embarrassed because he was getting thrashed by the kid in the race car right next to him, and he was panicking and really like sweating, and the kid's like looks over him and has no idea what's going on, just is like happy to have won a race. And suddenly this kid starts screaming wildly because his pant leg is stuck in the seat that he's trying to escape from. Poor race car driver. Never went to an arcade again after that fateful day. He tripped, fell face first into like some nachos and soda that like his parents were bringing over, like, hey, surprise, bud, got you a treat, and just boom, tears streaming down his face, nacho cheese all over his front, drink all over his hair, wet, soaked, embarrassed, and lost, and never came back to an arcade again. And that's why he said, you know what, I'm just gonna settle. I'm not gonna be the best at anything. But we're gonna change that today. Hey, welcome to Arcade Spirits. I'm your host, the Prince of Play, Solon. It's really nice to see you. And when we last left off on Arcade Spirits, we fixed Racecar Drift. I realized the entire last episode I called him Racecar Driver, which is not his real name. Canonically, that's a different character. Racecar Drift is our main character, and they have been struck by something odd. I recognize most of these games. Neat. Don't care. Considering I haven't walked into an arcade in over a decade, that's probably not great. There's lots of vintage stuff here, like really old. That isn't a good start. We know from this universe that arcades are a competitive industry. So if this is just a bunch of old games, who's gonna come to old games? Who plays retro video games? Nobody. These are old games. I don't recognize that game. I recognize the game with the stage lights things. It's like a karaoke thing or dancing, some Japanese import.
My sources say yes.
That would be Showtime Stage, a collaboration of Mihana Heavy Industry Concern and Hubris Records in Germany. Thanks, Hubris Records. It's won a lot of awards. Neat. Just Dance DDR. I recognize most of these. Is that seriously a Mr. Moopy's Magical Maze? Mr. Moopy's Magical Maze is a delightful name. With the one in the middle, though, the split screens, that's new. Fist of Discomfort. A hybrid, real-time strategy and brawler beat-em-up. It's actually not that new. It's been a staple of the esports scene for the last 8 years. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Give Killer Queen its time! Killer Queen, staple of the esports scene for the last 8 years. canon in this universe. This is a good place. All right, strategy and fighting. That's two things I'm bad at. Over here is an old lady. Sorry, ma'am. I was just talking to myself and had an overwhelming urge to complete my sentences. Thankfully, I don't even think she registered me calling her old. She looks up from her knitting, seated behind the ticket prize redemption desk, and offers a wrinkly smile.
Hello, dearie.
She like hardcore ticket gamer? Is that your thing? So hardcore ticket gamers are like the coolest people. They know how to break the games that are supposed to be like supposedly unbreakable, right? Things that are supposed to be like games of luck and chance, they can break them and get tickets out of them and maximize their ticket profits. It's cool as hell. Hello. Always nice to meet someone in the Funplex. The what? Francine's Arcade Funplex. Didn't you see the sign out front? I chose to knock off the first two words when they got knocked off the building during the storm of 80X. Now it's the Funplex. So, how can I help you, dear? Funplex, is that when you suplex a clown? No. No, that's the big ring suplex is what they call that. A Jin in my phone set up a job interview for me. Wait, let's do this clown one again. No, we can do better. Northern Lights Hornplex. Nope. No, a Funplex is not when you suplex a clown. Canonically, if you suplex a clown, you have to call it a double underhonk suplex. Unless you call it a water flower pump handle suplex. Okay, that took me like 15 years, but that's the best I've got. give me a break. Figured it out. Screw it. I worked on that for way too long. Yes. I've heard that one before, dear. And it's called a double underhonk suplex. I've done it many times to many clowns like you. Considering we've been open since early 1980X, I've heard every one of them. You gut-wrench suplex of a child! It's still nice to see young people with a good sense of humor. It's nice of you to try and cheer an old lady up. Yes, I heard you call me an old lady. Oh. It's a factual statement. No insult taken. I am silvered by age. Please call me Francine, as in Francine's Arcade Funplex. Actually, thinking about it, I suppose we were originally Frederick's Arcade Funplex, named after my dear departed husband.
Oh, such a shame.
Such a shame. I'm sorry your husband died. Yeah.
My.
Oh, don't be. He died doing what he loved, having intensely physical relations with me. Wow! Hi, I'm here for the interview. I assume that's now with you. I think. Hi, I'm Racecar Drift, ma'am. I came here looking for a job. I understand my interview was prearranged. Ah, yes, the computer sent me a mail about that. A missive I'd almost forgotten I'd gotten. So, shall we retire to the office to conduct your interview? I'd carry on out here, but it's rather noisy. Much like the love I made to my ex... My recently fallen husband could not handle me. Yes, about that. How do you deal with the constant noise? Oh, eventually you just learned how to filter out all the beeps and the boops. It could take weeks to become acclimated, I found. But in the end, done. Wow. I wanna cry as a Let's Player. This fills me with so much emotion that they would just clear out the noise for me. We can now fill the space with nice sounds and relate to each other more and not. I just, on a fictional level, I'm like, wow, Racecar Drift is the most powerful person I've ever met. They can remove all excess noise from the job they work at. They don't get distracted by the minutia of loud noises like I normally get. And on another level, as a Let's Player, I'm really happy. I'm just feeling a lot of emotions right now with how powerful taking all the sound out of this place was. I've been listening to these sounds for probably over 40 minutes, just hanging out in this arcade. As a Let's Player, really appreciate what just happened. Well, that's faster than the others. Not bad. So shall we see what you're made of? This way, please. Penguin there, baby. Penguin there. Francine leads me down a back hallway, past public restrooms, and into an employees-only door. Takes all my restraints, not to point out the extraneous apostrophe. Welcome to our little backstage oasis. I'd suggest we do this in Gavin's office, but it's a bit too untidy. I don't blame the boy, he's been so overworked lately. Please have a seat and we'll begin. As quirky as this place and its owner may be, at least I'm confident that I can nail the interview portion of the proceedings. Francine, did you make that yourself? Please tell me if you did, because it looks amazing. She is putting in work. She looks like 14 arcade games mashed into one. I've interviewed for a few dozen jobs, and I've held down 3. I know all of the standard questions. What are your greatest strengths? What do you see as your weaknesses? Once I even had to describe how to assemble a Lego set to prove my communication skills. Considering I ended up washing dishes, I'm not sure why, but that sounds very inspired. The point is, I'm confident and prepared and ready. Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten any weird interview questions. I think they've all been pretty straightforward and standard. Like, hey, why do you want to work here? And I'm just like, I don't know. I like you. Please, job. Money. Need. The point is, I'm confident. I'm prepared and ready. If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be? What? If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be? Okay, maybe this wouldn't be a typical job interview at all. No problem. Go with the flow. All right. Either T-Rex or pterodactyl. Brontosaurus. Big dude. Enjoy salads. Damn, that's me. Damn, they got me real good. But let's add a little more personality to it. Let's get in there. T-Rex. Mice of the Mighty, able to eat lawyers in one bite. Always the big bad in old-timey stop-motion monster movies. We're making Racecar Drift really tough. I like tough driftmen. So, you're self-conscious about your tiny little arms. No. Not at all? It's okay, dear. They're nothing to be ashamed of, I promise. What's your favorite snack? Snack. Yeah, this is not necessarily a normal interview question, but a perfect date question. Tacos.
When you have pizza on a bagel.
Pizza bagels. Say pizza bagels. When pizza's on a bagel, you could... Shh. Hush. Quiet, Iris. I don't have all day. How could I forget my favorite snack? Tacos are also my favorite snack. They are my favorite food and my favorite snack. A tasty apple with almond butter. Okay. Almond butter's not as good as people think it is. We need to have the talk. It's not good. It doesn't taste like peanut butter. If I want something smooth and nice and like nutty attached to my tasty apple, which is a good combination. Almond butter it tastes like stale peanut butter every time. Gotta do something better. Honey on an apple. Sweet and usually sour if you have an apple. Very good combo. Put the tacos into my body. Tacos! Tacos, only tacos. There's no other sustenance. There's only tacos. Know what I want. How to get it. You know what they say, you are what you eat. Next question! Nothing I prepared for was helping me plan for this odd interview. I braced myself. What assets can you bring to the team during the inevitable zombie apocalypse? Or IZA, as we call it. Get your izzes. Okay. As I look into Francine's deadpan expression, I know she's 130% serious about this experience. Alright. What is Racecar Drift good at? Not medical. Not... Honestly, probably gonna get eaten on day 1. Because Racecar Drifto is, not the smartest, not the brightest, not the sharpest tool in the shed. So maybe he ate a couple of those fries to be a couple fries short of a Happy Meal, as they say so derogatorily. I probably wouldn't be help in an inevitable zombie apocalypse. very good use of the normal action. What is it called? Whatever, the regularizing one. Because I didn't necessarily want to pick any of the other options. At least you're honest, and honesty is the best way to form trust. One more thing. Why are you here? So simple, almost actually relevant to career planning that it takes me off guard. I told you I came about the job offer.
Be sensible.
No, that doesn't answer my question. If you think my interview questions are a bit silly, I think of the Funplex as more than a collection of tasks and people to perform those tasks. Most folks my age opening arcades at the time saw it as another way to make a quick buck, but I wanted to make something more than a way to make a pile of quarters. I expect you'll find the others working here see it as something more too.
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
Hey, Racecar Drift. What's your freaking dream already? Please let me pick. Please let me just focus the dreams.
If all you want's your paycheck, I can provide that, but the last fellow in your position, that's all he wanted. He didn't last long.
Maybe there's a lot of personality in this place, so if I don't have personality, I won't last very long here. I can see that. I could actually genuinely see that. That actually makes a lot of sense, more than most dating sims do. If you don't decide to find your personality in a dating sim, usually you get shoved off. Buy the ticket, take the ride. Buy the ticket, take the ride. That wouldn't cut it here. Let's think this through. Funplex? Or maybe I don't know. Maybe I just leave it a little enigma, a little mystery. I'm looking for hope. I haven't had much lately. If I don't dare to take risks, I'll be stuck. I kind of like making our little race car buddy into a risk taker. Race car buddy should be a risk taker. Maybe that's his thing, is that he's done with the straight and narrow and just wants to like really just dive into something. That's the sound of confused silence, obviously. All right, Racecar is gonna he's gonna be a tough kid. He's gonna be a tough kid. Feel like my life's been in a rut for over a decade now. I didn't mind, not really. I can go with the flow. But another decade of that? 2 decades of that? No, I need to take risk and try something totally new. Everybody's been pushing for me to find a job that's more than a job, just like you're saying. Is this my job, my dream? I don't know, but I have to try. I have to take the gamble or I'll never get anywhere. Not to say I'm overly impulsive. I worked as a lifeguard recently. You have to be sharp and ready to act, but with a cool head. I can do that for your Funplex too. Hey, Racecar, you're good at this interview stuff. You related your previous work experience into the one that you're gonna do here. This guy's good. This guy's real good. Oh my, a rather serious occupation that. An unusual step from troubled waters to a land of make-believe. You enjoyed this role as a lifeguard, I take it? Yes, ma'am. My roommate says she often noticed me smiling after coming home from work. Which makes Francine smile in turn. I can't say I offer a role with such high stakes, but you'd be surprised the many ways one can save a life, even here. Try to think of someone just gets stuck inside of the video game and I have to break them out of there, and I save their life literally. Very well. Let's get you to work. Okay. We passed the interview. That's all that matters. We passed the interview. We did the thing. That was the weirdest job interview I've ever had. At least I'm doing more than filling a slot on the payroll. Francine leads me back to the arcade floor to introduce me to my duties. And I said duties. It only occurs to me now. I forgot to ask, what do you do here? Ah, he's so good at interviews, but you always forget that the one thing where you say, hey, what is my job here? It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. Francine gestures to the seat she was occupying previously, a stool behind a prize desk.
How marvelous.
Welcome, Racecar. You sit here. Sit here, help players redeem tickets for prizes.
I'm the ticket guy. All right, cool. Cool, we can be a ticket guy. That actually sounds genuinely fun. That helping take care of the maintenance of an arcade and just being the ticket person always kind of seemed like a fun thing. You get to help guide people to toys and trinkets that are really cheap and kind of lousy, but like it's a surprise at the end of a fun day. Like you get to be the little like dessert on top of their buffet of fun. A glance at the wide array of pencil toppers, rubber spiders, and tiny plastic toy cars on display.
You know, for prizes. Such a relief. I've been really stretching myself thin lately, trying to fill in since the position was vacated.
Why did the last guy who sat here end up quitting? Something about being so bored out of his mind that he felt like jamming one of those 500 ticket plush dolls down someone's throat.
Such a shame.
He just wasn't cut out for this line of work. Grandson or no, I've no patience for
It was your grandson! Francie! Sorry, the last person to work here was your grandson?
Anyway, Gavin should be by soon. He'll handle paperwork and administrative nonsense. Now, if you don't mind, all this talking's tired me out. I'll be in my back office if you need me.
We did it! It's Racecar Drift! Look at... He's working it already. 1 minute in. 1 minute! And he's working it. I'm on a semi-comfortable stool. I got a nice lean going on the desk. Beneath me, a wide array of cheap junk awaits everyone's attention. Could have just lost hope, and that job would be even slightly more engaging than being a diner dishwasher, but chose to look on the positive side. I'd be helping kids obtain toys that become nostalgic moments for years to come. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Hey, next episode, we're gonna start working our job. Hopefully we get to meet some new people. Usually it takes a couple, 3 or so episodes to meet some friends, but we're in it for the long haul. We got a long ways to go in this game, and we're gonna get there. I've got some fun toys I'm gonna show you next time. We're gonna open up some toys that we've got at arcades, because I think I've got some around here, and they are precious. They're nostalgic memories. Thank you for making some nostalgic memories with me. Having you here just means the world to me. I love you all so much, and come back next time. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have some more arcade spirits for you to enjoy.